Hello everyone, this is Darshit Alia. Welcome to my channel Darshonium. In today's video, we'll be starting with a new topic which is nomenclature of organic compounds. The simplest organic compound contains a carbon and a hydrogen only, and these compounds are called as hydrocarbons. These, when are combined with heteroatoms, are called as hydrocarbon derivatives. The properties of an organic compound chiefly depends upon the presence of the functional group which contains a heteroatom. The heteroatoms examples are oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and halogens. All the organic compounds are named by the rules which are quoted by IUPAC. The full form of IUPAC is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. But in the earlier days of organic chemistry, the organic compounds were named according to their source from which they were obtained or their physical properties. Such nomenclatures were called as tribal names. Some of the examples of tribal names are the acetic acid derived its name from the Latin name of vinegar, which is actum. Formic acid is obtained by distillation of reddents, whose Latin name is formica. Butyric acid got its name from butter. Urea got its name from uric acid, which is present in urine. Lactic acid derived its name from lactose, which is present in the milk. These type of names are called as non-systematic names. So the tribal names are also called as non-systematic names. Later on, the organic compounds began to be synthesized from the materials other than the natural products, and hence the problem of naming them became acute. So the scientists therefore felt a need of some sort of systematic method for the naming of organic compounds. Today, the organic compounds are named on the basis of the rules which are established by IUPAC. So now let us learn the nomenclature of the organic compounds. The IUPAC system of naming is primarily based on root word, suffix, and prefix. So, the root word are the number of carbon atoms present in the longest carbon chain of the compound. Basically, they mean or they indicate the number of carbon atoms which is present in the longest carbon chain or the parent compound. Suppose one carbon atom, then the root word for it is meth. If there are two carbon atoms, root word for it is eth. If there are three carbon atoms, the root word is prop. For 4 carbon atom, it is but. For 5, it is pent. For 6, it is hex. For 7 carbon atoms, it is hept. For 8 carbon atoms, it is oct. For 9 carbon atoms, it is non. For 10 carbon atom, it is dec. For 11 carbon atoms, it is undec. And for 12 carbon atoms, it is dodec. You all should know the root words at least up till 12 carbon atoms, which is dodec. So you will have to memorize all of these 12 first root words in the sequence as it is. So for 1 till 12, we will memorize it as meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec, undec, and dodec. Rest, the increasing number of carbon atoms, I have given the nomenclature as you can see it on the screen. For example, if there are 100 carbon atoms in the longest carbon chain, then we'll write it as hect, as you can see it in the table. Now we'll move on to the part 2, which are the suffix. The suffix are always added on the right side of the root word, and they would indicate the presence of the functional group. The very basic functional group which is present in all hydrocarbons is the single bonds. If you see that there is only presence of single bonds, then we will add the suffix "ane". If there is a double bond, then we will add the suffix "ene". If there is a triple bond which is present, then we will write the suffix "ine". If there are two double bonds, then we will write "diene". If there are three double bonds which are present, then we'll write it as "triene". And if there is presence of six triple bonds, then we'll write it as "hexyne". Also, the suffix can indicate, as we said, indicate the functional groups. Some of these which are very important, you can see it on your screen. For example, the carboxylic acid. If there is presence of a carboxylic acid which is represented as COOH, then we will add the suffix which is oic acid. If it is acidic anhydride, then we will add oic anhydride. If there is presence of ester which is COOR, then we will write alkanoate, where alkane will denote the number of carbon atoms. For example, there are two carbon atoms, then we will write ethane and we will end it with O8. The acid halide groups which is represented as COX, we will write the suffix oil halide. For acid amide which is C double bond ONH2, we'll write it as amide. For nitriles which is CN group which is present, we'll write it as nitrile. For aldehydes which is CHO group, we'll write al. For ketones we will write on. For alcohol which is OH group, we'll write it as all. And for thiol which is SH, we'll write thiol at the end. So these are some of the very important suffix that you need to memorize. So if you want, you can write this down and keep on memorizing, because these are very basic and very important functional groups. Now let us learn about the prefix. The prefix are the functional groups which are present on the left side of the root word. Some of the examples, you can see it in the table, are chloro group, bromo group, nitro group, and also we can take the example of methoxy group. So this table is also important and you need to memorize it. So this was my video on the basics that you need to know for the nomenclature of organic compounds. There are some more additions that we need to memorize in suffixes nomenclature, but that we will cover in my next videos when we learn how to start with the nomenclature, or how do we proceed with the nomenclature of organic compounds. As of now, you need to memorize these three tables that you can see, or these three important parts of the nomenclature. So I hope that you memorize all of these, which is root word, prefix, and the suffix tables, and then you can apply this in my next video. So in my next video, we'll learn the rules for nomenclature of an organic compound by IUPAC. Please try to memorize everything that we have learned in this video, so that you can apply this and learn how to write the names of the organic compounds. So this was my video on the nomenclature of organic compounds. I hope that you liked my video. If you liked this video, please smash out the like button. If you have any suggestions or any queries, please comment right below. Please share this video with all your friends. Thank you for giving me all your time. I hope everyone enjoyed. सब लोग मज़े करो. Thank you.